All right, welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee Recap. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets game yesterday. Please like, comment, subscribe. Trying to get 5 more subscribers just to make it even 500. So if you're feeling us a little bit, hit that subscribe button and also the like button. All right. So yesterday we played the Brooklyn Nets. It ain't really a rivalry anymore. Like we by winning yesterday, that means we won 9 of our last games against the Nets. Prior to that, they had won 9 in a row against us. So it's just been going back and forth for years. And it's very seldom that the Knicks and Nets are good at the same time. But at any event, the New Yorkers, we like to see that game. Um, and I was a little bit surprised about, the outcome. Now, I know we can't take nobody lightly, but, they gave us a run for our money. And rightfully so, because I look at they don't have a lot of high profile names. Ben Simmons is on their team, but I don't know if he's hurt. Whatever the case is, he hasn't been playing. And when he was playing, he hasn't been playing up to par. They got D'Lo, who's a nice player, but he always seems to play well on bad teams. But I was looking at their roster yesterday, and I know they had a couple of guys out, but man, these dudes are long and athletic, and they was getting after it. And I said individually, they got some good individual players on that team. Not household names, but those guys looked pretty good yesterday. And under the right cohesion and construction of a team, I said they got some pieces they could move around if they wanted to and get some stuff in there. But I wasn't shocked. I was just like, wow, individually, I like these guys. But again, we Knicks fans, and then we hope for the best for our own team. Now, the game went back and forth in the beginning. We managed to get a couple of 10-point leads as the game went on, and rightfully so. Brooklyn chipped away, tied the game. We come back again in the second half, 10-point lead. They chip away at that, tie the game, and take the lead. But it was our resilience that kept us going. And I want to give kudos too to Precious Achua, because he came in and he's looking like a different player than when he came back off injury. And he's starting to be a real benefit to us as a backup power forward and center. And kind of too like he did last year when he had to hold down a center position for about 18 games last year. He played very well, and he's rounding back into that. I don't remember the injury that he had to start the season, but he's given us something. And if we can get another 7-footer in there, hopefully Mitch, to go along with that, then we're going to be looking very, very good and strong as the season go on, and that will also help strengthen our bench as the season go on. So kudos to Precious, for hanging in there offensively and defensively for us and keeping us above water. But it was a good game. It was a back and forth game, and Jalen Brunson, I don't want to say he struggled in the beginning of the game, because at one point leading into the third quarter and past that, he was like 4 for 14, and then he just caught rapid fire and started doing what Jalen Brunson do. But even in that 4 for 14, I can't really say it was going bad for him, because he was getting the shots that he wanted. They were just coming up short a little bit, and typical Brunson form, he didn't give up. He kept taking them, he kept pushing, and he kept directing, and then eventually chips going to fall in your favor, and that's what they did. But everybody on our team still, again, total team effort. We started recognizing down the stretch of the game that Cat is, at this point, the best player on the floor, and then we had to start dumping it down into him so he can do his thing. I don't know why that wasn't our game plan to start the game. I mean, they're long, Brooklyn, but they have nobody with the size and stature, of Karl Anthony Towns. So we just should have been maybe a game plan to get the rest of their big men out of the game by going to them like that. It was also see that Anunoby start to have his typical game again. He gave us 20 points, good rebounds, good assists, and we need that from him. We need him to, not that he was in any type of a rut, but he wasn't doing the way he started the season. So that was nice. Of course, Mikal Bridges, he played for Brooklyn the past couple of years, going back to them stomping grounds, and he was going to do, what he had to do. But, overall, the Knicks played very well. Deuce McBride came in, gave us a lift. You can almost count on that jumper, that rainbow jumper that he got. Kind of reminded me of old school Lloyd Free a little bit. He just don't take as many. But he did his thing offensively and defensively, for him as well. But for me, that game came down to the last 3 minutes when the score was going back and forth. And I said, all we got to do is just match them point for right now and then get the stops. And in true Nick fashion, with the help of Josh Hart also, we was able to start getting some of those key stops and then coming down and making the bucket. And, this is just a big transition from, years past where we would always fold in those type of games that even if we got the stop, we may not have been able to come down and get the bucket. So it was just nice to see, us putting these type of things together and the way you should, when you're a third place team, you're supposed to do those type of things. But again, after the way we've been playing, win one, lose one, it's nice to get the two in a row and then we take it from there. Now, also in a sense of taking it from there, our next 5 games are at home, and they're against the likes of Sacramento, Memphis, the Lakers, teams that Denver, the Rockets. Like we got our work cut out for us, and we're 2 games behind Boston, and we're like 4 games or so behind in front of the Bucks. But we have to just keep pace, and keep chipping away because it's not going to get any easier right now leading up into the All-Star game. We have to grind, and that's the way we want it. We don't want to know it any other way. So when the chips fall at the end of the season, we want people to say that we earned it, not that we played in a weak division, that we put in the work, and this is where we at, and this is where we deserve to be. So again, happy about last night, happy about the 2 in a row, and maybe we can start building something from here. And it'll be nice to beat some of these teams that are over 500 from the West, because these are some of the, regardless of record, these are some teams that some of the best at the West have to offer. So we have to come out there and take care of business. I do want to talk about the upcoming trade deadline because there's rumors. There's rumors about big men. There's rumors surrounding Mitch. There's rumors surrounding Toppin. We gotta figure it out. But I want that to be a separate video, and one to find out, do we really have to make a major wholesale change? Do we really have to do that? But again, that's going to be the story for another day. But please, if you stuck around just for these few minutes, give us a like, comment, and please give us a subscribe. Just trying to get 5 more, just to make it even 500, to make it look a little better. And then we see you next time. Peace.